There were powerful emotions and strong words at a village council meeting in Ruidoso tonight. Gun owners from around the road, down the road rather, and from around the nation packed the council chambers to give the mayor an earful about his executive order banning guns from village government buildings and meetings. In fact, they ignored that ban to make their point. Let's go to News 13's Jeff Todd.
Dick, it was pretty intense. Guns were very visible, but the only shots fired were verbal, and they were directed right at the mayor.
You are just as much a tyrant for requiring someone to surrender their civil right to carry a firearm in order to participate in their government as you are as asking them to surrender their right to vote or anything else.
Speakers were given 3 minutes to fire away, and they didn't hold back, most of them with their guns holstered by their sides.
Almost all of the mass murders in our country have occurred in areas just like you're fixing to set up, in gun-free zones.
Locals, activists from the NRA, and that man, the executive director of Gun Owners of America, who flew in from Virginia, took to the podium to take a stand. In all, more than 100 people filled the council chamber to capacity, dozens of them carrying guns, despite signs that say no guns allowed. Police were on hand, but they didn't stop anyone. Mayor Ray Alborn issued the executive order banning firearms from government property and meetings a month ago after a citizen refused to give up his gun after taking the podium.
The police chief took it away from him. He filed a suit. At that time, I realized how unprotected we in the front of the room, there's 11 of us, plus all of our citizens and employees that are at the meeting, how unprotected we were.
The executive order does not apply to law enforcement. The mayor also says there's a lot of misinformation, including a rumor that the ban means people need to give up their guns the second they step onto Ruidoso soil. Critics loudly proclaim he's violating their Second Amendment rights. He thinks the law is on his side. He says if the village council shoots down his executive order, he might step down.
My responsibility is health, safety, and welfare of our employees. So if we're not going to be able to do these kind of things, I'm not sure I want to be sitting in this seat.
Protesters called for the mayor and the village attorney to resign. In the end, the council put off the vote. No word when they might take up that executive order. Dick, back to you.
All right, Jeff. Now, the mayor says 2 state laws give him the authority to ban firearms in village buildings. But the National Rifle Association says a New Mexico Supreme Court decision forbids local authorities from making piecemeal changes to the constitutional right to keep and bear arms. Sounds like we are headed for a court fight.